Welcome to Bradenton's Meets Business. I am Wade Hamilton. With me today is Ken Holmes from Tom's Badass Bar and Grill. If you don't like foul language, you've come to the wrong episode. I'm Wade. I'm the macro manager here at Connect Bradenton. I'm actually in one of our meeting rooms today with our whiteboard that is orange. So I've been trying out as many rooms as possible for this, accidentally last week, but on purpose this week. But like I said, joining me today, thank you, Ken, for bringing us a different perspective than we've had as of recent. Ken is known in the bar and restaurant industry, has been doing it for, let's say, how many years?
20 and change. Yeah.
Full disclosure, I've known Ken for almost 30?
Almost 30.
Yeah. So what continues on in this in these episodes is it's another person who was born and raised in Bradenton. So here's the burning question. Any pets?
Aside from the two-legged ones that work here, no. I'm not.
All right. You've broken one of our streaks.
Yeah. No. I find myself in the company of other people's cats, and that's good enough for me because I'm not a litter box kind of guy.
So up until now, we've had all Bradentonians and all dog people. So you've broken the streak, but we still have not had a cat talk with Wade Hamilton on this particular episode. So it actually threw me off. I thought you did have a pet or a couple, and then I would ask you what your favorite one was, and then I'd ask you, do you have any kids? I know the answer.
And which one is the favorite? Yes. No, I have 4 lovely children. And they're all my favorite. It's like my grandmother, my brothers and I fight over who's the favorite grandson,
There's a reason why I only had one, because I would totally pick a favorite and let the other one and let them know where they stood in the pecking order.
Where they stood. Exactly.
I have 2 dogs, and there's one, and then there's the other one. So that's why we stopped at the one child, because I can't afford that much therapy.
Right.
So, like I said, Ken, known for being in the bar and restaurant industry, which right now, let's say that's a hot button issue, because you were going through phase 1. So tell us a little bit about what phase 1 has been like at the bar and grill.
Well, thankfully, because we are a restaurant, we had the opportunity during the lockdown to continue serving our guests with, takeout and deliveries. The delivery services, Grubhub, Bite Squad, and DoorDash really helped us along during that 7-week period when we were out. The phase 1, the first half of phase 1, 25%, people just wanted to get out of their houses, and it was good. It was the first week was a market increase for us. The second week was even better than the first week. Wow. And now that we've jumped off onto the 50%, we've got more capacity to serve our guests, and folks are taking advantage of that. We're glad to see the signs of life coming back. Obviously, we would like to see the bars reopen as well, but we're in a unique position right now where we're taking advantage of it. Main Street is closed, save for 4 of us establishments that serve food. So we were glad that we could keep the doors open. We were glad that we could keep people employed to at least to a certain degree. Obviously 40 hours a week was something that we couldn't do for everybody. The boys were averaging 24, 26, but that's better than 0.
The boys meaning in the back?
The kitchen, the boys in the kitchen. Yeah, the cooks in the kitchen. And then we're occasional server, to-go point person, during those shifts. So, it was something, and something was better than nothing. So, we're definitely glad we're moving forward, but geez, oh Pete, let's go.
So, I know that you guys, like you said, you stayed open with the to-go during the entire time. But then the reopening of phase 1 at 25%, that lasted all of a week?
2 weeks. There were
2
2
weeks
of
okay.
25%. I think they wanted to see a continued downward trend in the cases of COVID. but I would, if I said we were 100% compliant with the 25% rule, I would be lying, bold-faced lying. I mean, it's just
Mark for cut. Mark for cut.
No, it was, I mean, it's there. Just because the mall's open doesn't mean you got to go, and the thing is that people need social interaction. They need it. And I'm not going to stand there at that door and say, no, I'm sorry. You're not coming in here. We've modified how we do things a little bit. Obviously the outdoor patio space has become a very popular place over the last, so it's been good. And the thing is that with the bars being closed downtown, we're seeing a lot of new faces, folks that we wouldn't have seen before. And that's encouraging. They get to see the place, they get to realize, okay, it's more than just, sandwiches. It's a full service bar. It's a non-smoking establishment. The food's reasonably priced. It's great. And you get to come out and you get to talk with people. The poor folks that have been locked up at home for
human interaction.
Yeah, staring at four walls is terrible.
So here's a burning question that's associated with Tom's Bar and Grill. So I think you actually just took a sip of one. I don't know. Is that a Bloody Mary you had? No.
No. This is an unleaded cranberry juice.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys are well known for the Bloody Mary bar, which is well known for one's ability to, I believe, graze or scavenge depending on what level.
Yes.
So
yes.
The days of the buffet are
Saturdays. We continue to do that on Saturday.
Okay.
Coco's Bloody Mary bar on Saturdays. He still sets things up. We've gotten to the point where on Sundays right now, while one of the McCabe's is closed, we are doing the Bloody Bar on Sundays as well with the same setup, same variety, but on Sunday, because of how popular the Sunday Bloody Bar is, 2 doors down, we have staffed it with the bartenders, and they will go ahead. You make your selection, and they'll prepare it for you.
Okay.
So
you don't have a bunch of hands that are going in there as once was.
Yes.
Is it like you got a menu, just have the check marks? I would like my jalapeno stuffed, my blue cheese, my Slim Jim.
Yes.
My
Slim Jim. Yeah. Yep. And my cheese whiz. But yeah, that's what we've done for Saturdays or for Sundays. Because the volume is a little bit more steep with Deetra and Reagan behind the bar. Again, that social interaction thing. We're getting phone calls. Who's working? And the next thing you know, it's game on.
So you made a comment about having the outdoor seating on the patio out on the large walkway.
Sidewalk. Yep.
Sidewalk. Has there been any discussion on Main Street about what groups have done in Tampa or was discussed in Sarasota about shutting down the street and supplying outdoor seating or more? It
hasn't. And I think, no, at least not within my circle. I was outside this afternoon with Carl Callahan, admiring the handiwork up the street, and we didn't discuss anything, down that road. And as restaurateurs, as a whole, we really haven't reached out to each other to approach the city for that. I know that Realize Bradenton would like to jumpstart something along those lines, and we're certainly not opposed to it. I just don't know right now, with all the construction that's still going on Main Street, how feasible it is to shut it down and make it available, because they're still working on the sidewalks, they're still working on the parking, street side parking. So there's heavy machinery down here. There's concrete dust.
I haven't been down there.
Well, no,
according to the four walls, so I didn't know that they were still working on the sidewalk. They
yeah,
finished the
they're
one
still
outside
working.
of Connect right before this happened. Like the first
Right,
2 weeks of March, they finished ours. And then I saw that they
right.
were going to take advantage of not waiting till after season.
Yeah, and that was
It
that was
was,
a wise decision because I mean, if the restaurants and bars are closed, come on
yeah,
down here, tear it up, and get
exactly.
it done. But we're still doing the curb cuts and the parking lot. So
But
it's
it's all
not
been
it's just
in
not
front of you guys. It's done. Just further
it's
down the street.
done.
Okay.
Further down the street is the issue, you know,
Okay.
and right now, like I said, they're doing the intersections now with the decorative concrete. So
Okay.
the crews were out. They've shut down Third, and you know they've been doing the demolition there, and of course today they hit the gas line. So so once they get done with that, they'll move to the intersection at Fourth. So again, there's a lot of heavy machinery working, you know, and that's I think that's the big reason why we haven't had a discussion about it, is because we don't know when they're going to finish. You know, I mean, at this point, we're looking at, you know, 10 working days per intersection.
Okay.
You know, so that puts us into well into June by the time they get done with those intersections, and it's just so. You know, but it'll be
my
pretty when it's
opinion.
done.
You know my opinion on making Main Street a walkable street, and
I know.
I'm fully aware of yours as well, and I respect.
You know, I mean,
I thought it would be nice to try it during this time, especially if it means that we could, you know, for the smaller spaces, to be able to create more outdoor seating for the restaurants. Because I mean, look at a place like Jennings, like they could probably fit one table and a couple people at the bar inside.
Well, yeah, and what Mark did was, you know, he took advantage of the sidewalks being finished, and he plunked down, you know, 6 tables outside.
Excellent.
You know, take advantage of it. I mean, that's what we've all done is okay, outdoor seating. All right, 6 feet apart. You know, I mean, I pulled every table I had available and put it out on the sidewalk so that there was opportunity for our guests to enjoy it. He did the same thing at Jennings. You know, and Rick did the same thing at O'Brick's. You know, take advantage of the sidewalk space while we can. You know, you know, Floridians, we've had such good weather. You know, low humidity, you know, 83, 84, 85 degrees. Who doesn't want to sit outside?
Yeah, it's true.
You know, in another 3 weeks, nobody's going to want to sit outside.
Yeah.
You know, and with any luck, we'll once we get, my gut feeling is that once we get past Memorial Day weekend, I think we'll see a push. It's useless to go to 75% for another 3 weeks and then go to 100%. Enough's enough, you know. At some point we have to get back to work, and people need to get back to the normalization of life. You know, yesterday there was an organized protest down on Manatee Avenue. You know,
and it organized was, you know, might be a stretch.
Well, you know, trying to get a bunch of bartenders together at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I mean, it's, you know, the one thing about being a bartender is you've got the best bar set up at the house. And if there's nothing else to do, well, you know, get up, watch The Price is Right, and tie one on.
No offense to those that went out.
No.
I saw it. I read about it. I heard about it. You know, I supported it. You know, I've heard you talking about it. You and I have had this discussion. You know, Dana's talking about it. You know, let these people get back to work. You know, what's the difference between a bar and a restaurant? What's the difference between a bar and somebody going to the gym? If you're going to open some, let's talk about this process.
Right.
You know, I'm here. I'm in a co-working facility. You know. We had to immediately adapt. I'm not putting 6 people in a small conference room anymore. I'm creating other spaces in my building where I can have people sitting far apart, so that whatever somebody's comfort level is the service that I want to provide them.
Right.
You know, if you're only comfortable with coming in, picking up food, or if you're only comfortable being in a private office to work, or to have you and one other person, I can make that work. You can make that work. But if I'm comfortable being, across the table from somebody, I'm not going to tell them they can't. I'm going to wipe the tables down when they're done.
Sure. I mean, that's, and that's what we've been doing is, we're, sanitizing the surfaces, sanitizing the menus, making sure that the spaces are clean and then ready to go. And that's all we can do. I mean, the thing is that at some point we got to get back to the business of business. And the service industry in the state of Florida is the lifeblood of millions of people. And these poor bastards that haven't gotten anything, are going on 9 weeks now without work. And it's tough.
I feel for them. I'm pretty sure my neighbors behind me are in the service industry because they don't have anything to do during the day. So they're keeping me up at night, not realizing right. I've got a kindergartner to homeschool the next day while doing this job and to be here. But no, I get both sides of it. And I completely understand people that want to be extra cautious. You've got an elderly parent that lives with you. You have somebody like I have, people that I've spoken to where their significant other works in a retirement home or assisted living facility.
Right.
Which I love. We're calling these ALFs now.
Yeah.
As a child of the 80s and 90s.
Of the 80s.
I will not look at an assisted living facility shortened without thinking about it eating cats.
Yes.
If I am correct,
Melmac.
I believe alpha. Yes.
Absolutely. Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
That's what to expect when Ken and I are on talking to each other. But I get that, the extra caution of being around there. And I'm not going to force that person to interact with somebody that went out on the boat with 10 people and because I've seen that too.
I get it, and you and I are of similar mindset in understanding the relationships that these folks have. But I always come back down to personal responsibility. And that's the thing that I think we miss and we forget is you have to take a measure of personal responsibility when it comes to this thing. I make it a point. I'm not. I want to make sure that I'm not carrying anything before I go visit my 95-year-old grandmother. I want to make sure that I'm not feverish and not any of that nonsense because I don't want to be the reason why my grandmother died. I mean, I totally get it.
You want her to go out skydiving like she plans on.
Like she plans on.
Parasailing, however she wants to go, it should not be
fighting a shark. Yeah, exactly.
No, I completely get that, and the personal responsibility, and then the counter of somebody that doesn't take responsibility. It doesn't just affect them. But again, we can control us. We can control our environments. In your case, a bar and grill. In my case, co-working and a flexible office space. And we can cater to whoever is most cautious, as well as somebody that's
flying by the seat of their pants.
Just as long as we can't let this person affect that person, vice versa.
Right.
So there we go. I think now everybody. I just realized that there are cameras and this is being recorded. But honestly, this is a conversation that Kenny and I have all the time, whether it's on at Tom's Cafe and Grill, or whether it's over at McCabe's, or just walking by each other on Main Street. That's why I wanted to make sure that I got some of your input and feedback and interaction to send out to just the people that would be watching this. It's good information. You have a good perspective, and I appreciate you.
And I appreciate the community's support. We have had a great cast of regulars that have supported us during this whole downturn and continue to, and there is so much that we can be thankful for because of them. So I'm grateful for the community here in Bradenton, folks in Palmetto and Ellington that drive all the way down here because they want a good burger and a cocktail. I mean,
There you go.
that's it.
So that raises the last question. We do really focus on community here at Connect. So you brought it up, the community that is everything that Manatee Chamber and Manatee Strong is doing. You mentioned Realize Bradenton earlier. I mean, they're supporting farmers and small businesses through their online farmers market. What can we do as a community that's based out of Connect to help you guys in your business and the businesses around you?
Well, I think one of the things that we can do in partnership, because I know you have workshops and meetings in general, and your folks have taken advantage of it, is our delivery and catering business. Between us and Favs and a couple of the folks over in Village of the Arts, they've all had the opportunity to present their products and services to the folks that use your space. And I think that's wonderful. I mean, it's great because there's a lot of great little places in the village that nobody knows exists. And then, we're having a workshop at Connect, and we got the catering in from Bird Rock or whatever, and it's like, I didn't realize this place exists. So
Bird Rock has gotten its due through Connect, and there are sometimes that I think I've heard about a place, or I think I've known about every place that's in even the village that's down the street, and I'm like, I'd heard of Art Cafe. I hadn't gone there until Catherine and Realize Bradenton invited me to go there for a meeting. So just another person that we can. And oh my God, was that food amazing? If you have not been there yet, go there. That is some Italian food. That is, and they're just like an Italian or a Greek mother, where they just keep bringing you food. Yeah. Doesn't matter if you don't want it. This is now for you to consume either now or later.
What's wrong with you? What, are you sick? No, much.
So
more food coming.
So for Tom's Badass Grill, like, where can we find you? How can the people that listen or watch this find you and come get a nice burger, sandwich, or a cocktail?
A cocktail. Well, we're located right on Main Street at 312 12th Street West. We've got a Facebook page set up. Once we get back in the swing of things, we'll be posting our normal specials every day. We've got something different. So once we get to that point where we're back in the swing of things, and we'll get back to posting those. That's if you follow us on Facebook, that is probably the best way to figure out what the deal is of the day, what the soup is of the day, what are the scratch made soups, what flavors are going on, what drink specials we have going on. And then you can find us online at tomsbadassbarandgrill.com. I'm pretty sure that's the website, but find us on Facebook.
Google it. You'll find your way there.
You'll find your way.
Tom's Badass Bar and Grill.
Ask Jeeves.
Right.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. I appreciate you. Please let us know if we can do anything for you. I'm looking forward to getting back to whatever normal shall be soon enough.
The new normal, absolutely.
Yeah. I've never lived in the land of normal. I don't expect to in the future either. So thanks again, Ken.
All right.
Appreciate your time. And thanks again.
Thanks, Wade. See you.